we're adding a new class to our Power Wheels racing program. It is our 3.0 index class. Anybody can run this class, any battery combo, any wheel combo, any setup, but it must go 3.0 or slower in the 60 foot. So I'm going to show you guys a few different options to get your car to the 3.0 in the 60 foot very easily. There's tons of different ways you can do it. There's no right or wrong way. You could use a speed controller ESC setup. You could use a solenoid setup. I mean, you could be on 12 volts running 3.0. You could be on 40 volts running 3.0. It kind of just depends on which controller you use, which tire setup you use, which battery you use. Battery is going to be a big factor in this. Now, we really like the idea of this class because you can get into it very cheap and it should be very competitive. Now, we had our modified class before because it was the next step for the kids when they were getting out of the stock class. But as you know, if you race with us, our modified class is almost an outlaw class now, and it's super fast, which is awesome. It's very competitive, but we wanted to keep in mind the younger ones and be able to give them an opportunity to stay competitive. So we're going to add this 3.0 index class and kind of see how it does, and I think it will be very, very good. Another option we've been debating is a 12-volt modified class, but with the way the motor combos are and the gearing is, I think we could probably get 270, 280 out of a 12-volt modified. We've gone low twos in a modified car. So, so we're going to kind of walk you through a couple different ways we can easily set up a car that will be competitive for the 3.0 class and kind of go from there. So if you're looking to dial in a car, you don't know if your car is going 3.0, get yourself a Draggy. We're going to see if they can help us out a little bit and give our Power Wheels group a little discount code to save you guys a little bit of money. But you're going to want to get a Draggy, some sort of device to be able to track your time and do some testing. Now, when we get to the events, we're going to figure out how we do it, but I believe we're going to do at least 1 or 2 test passes for those kids racing in the 3.0 index class, because they want to know if you need to slow the car down or if you need to speed it up a little bit. So this car right here is a mini McLaren, the Mimic Steven Cher's car. It's actually the car Trevor did some content with Steven in. But anyway, we have a solenoid set up in this car running on just a drill battery. It has a LiPo adapter on it because for the filming we were doing some LiPo testing, but we have a LiPo adapter that switches this right over to a drill battery. As you can see, this is one of those knockoff ride-on cars, but it's pretty cool. It has foam, or these are like a rubber tire all around, so we didn't even have to put traction on. But the gearboxes in these things are junk, so we did some cutting and fit some 7Rs in there. It looks kind of ghetto, but we just got a wire tie holding it up, and that's all it needed, and they're good. So we're gonna have a separate video that shows you guys how to put 7R gearboxes in a car that doesn't have them. But it's pretty simple. Like I said, you're going to want to just kind of put the gearbox up to it, trim out the plastic for the box, and yeah, it's not rocket science, but we'll save that video for another day. But let's get into 3.0 index wiring setup, motor combo. So this setup right here is very, 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 very simple. It's 10 gauge wire. It's got a TE solenoid, which you can actually get these right on the ML Toys website now. They just started listing them. It has a 100 amp circuit breaker. This car has Vex Robotics 775 motors. That's it. I would recommend adding brakes as well. So the wiring on it is very standard. If you're looking to figure out how to wire and go back on some of our previous videos, I'll try to put a wiring diagram up here so you can kind of see how it's done. But I'll tell you. So with this solenoid, the big poles on here are going to be the motor power. The other side of the pole is going to go right to your breaker and then right to your battery. These little wires that come out of it, one's going to be a power to the pedal, and then the other side of the pedal wire is going to come up and go to the circuit breaker. The negative wire, the little black wire coming out of the solenoid, is just going to go right to the negative side of the car. And again, if I remember, I'll put a little wiring diagram up here. So the most simple setup for a 3.0 index car is gonna be, you know, the TE solenoid, utilizing this combination. The other way would be a Kelly controller, which stay tuned on that. I have a video that's gonna be dropping very soon that walks you through setting up a Kelly controller. They are the ultimate yard car, the ultimate drift car. You can race with them. They're great, has built-in low voltage cutoff. You can plug it into the computer. You can tune it. They're awesome. But stay tuned. I'll have more info on that. But diving into this simple 3.0 index. TE solenoid, like I said, ML Toys website. And these are some things you're going to want. Some 10 gauge wire. You're going to want a 100 amp solenoid. It's very simple, guys. This setup being a 7R gearbox, we're using 7R box with the dual motor plate that's also offered on the ML Toys website. You can use coupon code Oxford10 to save 10% off the entire order. But as for pinion and motors, you're gonna want like about an 18 to a 19 tooth pinion on your car. If you're running a Corvette or a McQueen, from what I remember, I think on Trevor's car we were doing in his yellow Corvette, we were doing, I believe it was 320s on a cheap knockoff DeWalt battery. And then we went over to like this Milwaukee battery right here, threw this on, and then his car was going 3.0s. And this was just on a single motor gear delete, no dual motor. You don't need dual motors to run 3.0 index. Super simple, guys. Just, like I said, start with about an 18 or a 19 tooth pinion. Use a cheap battery. And then you could honestly get more speed out of by using just the battery. Start with one of these knockoff cheap batteries. That'll probably put you around the 3.2, 3.1, 3.3 range, right in there. And then get it closer to 3.0. Up your battery a little bit. Get a little bit better battery. If the high output 6.0 doesn't do it, try a high output 12.0. Or get a Milwaukee Forged and see what it does. This class is intended to be simple and cheap and very competitive. Another option would be like these Chinese style gearboxes that we use in Zoe's car. This one has ML Toys motors in it, and it has a 21 tooth pinion on this. We just drilled out the case a little bit. You can look back on one of our previous videos that shows you how to build these style gearboxes. But we just drilled out the box to fit the bigger pinion with the 775 motor. And her car runs consistent 3.0 to a 290 with a Milwaukee Forged 12.0. So you'll have to play a little bit with it, do a little testing and see what works best for you. But I'm gonna put a separate video up here that's gonna walk you through actually building it step by step with the car, like literally starting with the car factory, ripping all the wiring out and going. It's really not hard though. These are just some of the things that you're gonna need. And I'll put up a wiring diagram on here for using a solenoid and using a ESC. And we'll dive more into the ESC here soon. But Trevor did some testing on this car for me. He's not going to be running in the 3.0, but we just wanted to confirm. This has 18 tooth on Vex Robotics with this size tire. And the car went 3.1 on the Milwaukee 6.0 battery. With the DeWalt, it went a 334 with an 18 tooth and a smaller tire. So if you even if you kept the 18 tooth in there and went with like a Mustang wheel or even a McQueen wheel, it would probably put you right at the 3.0 range. So see what kind of works best for you. And yeah, it's super simple. But we're going to be building a bunch of 3.0 index cars, and I'm actually going to be looking for some drivers. So if you have a kid out there that wants to drive and wants to learn how to drive a modified car, contact me. And yeah, we're gonna get some kids in these cars and get them learning. So thanks for watching, guys. Also, make sure you check out EatSleepRace.com. They have the best adult and kids racing merchandise. You can even use coupon code Trevor's Fast Life or Teeterbilt to save 15% off your entire order. They have shirts, books, all kinds of stuff. Book bags, diaper bags, you name it. Blankets, umbrellas. Make sure you check those guys out. They're a huge, huge support for our Power Wheels program. So we'll see you guys soon at Maple Grove Raceway. July 5th for Power Wheels Drag Racing. It's going to be our first time running this new 3.0 index, so we hope to see you there, and we really hope you guys like it. We also want to get everybody's input on it as well, so tell us how you like it. Tell us what we could improve. Tell us what we could change. We want to keep it fair. We want to keep it fun and competitive for everyone. So see y'all soon.